one institution and one person who were responsible for what happened in Amona. The institution was the radicalized Supreme Court, and the person was Treasury Minister Moshe Kahlon, who heads the Kulanu Party.
I was going to take you there.
Because the reason that the right can't rule, the reason that the right-wing governments are consistently coerced into implementing the radical anti-Israel left's agenda is because we do not have a parliamentary majority in Knesset to reform our completely out-of-control court system and our completely out-of-control prosecution. All right, we don't have 61, fingers who are going to vote in favor of reform of the courts, and the reason we don't have it is because Moshe Kahlon, apropos absolutely nothing, right, announced during the coalition talks that he was not going to join the government unless he had the freedom to protect democracy, meaning the Supreme Court.
Stop all changes to the Supreme Court.
To prevent the people's will from becoming law in this country, so that Moshe Kahlon alone, right, he is the reason why every single attempt by this government to reform the judiciary, to reform the legal system in Israel has been stymied, because he is blocking it all.
Right.
And
what we see in Israel is a power struggle between the government and the Supreme Court. And no matter what government we vote in, no matter how right-wing, the Supreme Court, which is ideological left, it doesn't use the law. It talks in the name of the law. It's not about the law. It's their right-wing extremist ideology.
The Supreme Court is conducting lawfare against Israel.
Correct. So the only way to change policy in Israel is to change the Supreme Court. And the person, I want to start a public campaign. I want people to realize the person stopping real change in Israel is one person that Caroline just mentioned, Moshe Kahlon of the Kulanu Party. He is stopping all changes necessary to be done in the legal system and in the Supreme Court so that this right-wing government can affect policy that we voted them to do. Him and only him alone. We have to conduct a really big public campaign to shame Moshe Kahlon for being the person. It's because of him Amona was destroyed. If he would have agreed to allow Seif 7 in the settlement bill, Amona would have stood. He right now is the person who was allowed for Amona to be destroyed, for the 9 houses in Ofra to be destroyed, for anything else that's stopping right-wing policy being enacted by this right-wing government. It is Moshe Kahlon who is the stopgap. We have to get public pressure on Moshe Kahlon so that he is shamed into stopping to defend the Supreme Court from being changed so that it is truly a legal establishment and not overruling Israel's elected government.
And not a judicial tyranny.
Not a judicial tyranny.
I agree with you. I've been saying this since the beginning of the government, that the person who has to be put under pressure by the public is Moshe Kahlon, because he is the weak link. He is the spoiler. He is the reason why we can't make democratic reforms in this country to empower the Knesset, which is the sovereign. I mean, they're the repository of the people's will. We don't vote for the Supreme Court. We don't vote for specific ministers. We don't vote for a prime minister in this country. It's all by a proportional representation that we determine by voting for a party in the Knesset. And the Kulanu Party, which of course ran as a right-wing party that was running Moshe Kahlon to be Treasury Minister, right? It's a populist right-wing party, and he got votes from the right, and and this is what he's doing with them.
Right. All right.